afternoon. This is Jerry Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for July 20th, 2018 at 3 p.m. Eastern. And in today's meditation, thinking about adversity and how we deal with it, how we handle it. And adversity reveals genius, prosperity. Prosperity conceals it. Adversity reveals genius, and prosperity conceals it. You think about that for a moment. And in order for us to navigate like we are with these meditations and to comprehend and understand the depth and energies that we are adversity, if we went through this existence and we had no adversity, we had no challenges, we would be pretty much weak to handle our existence, because we wouldn't have any capacity to, how do you say it, tackle or anything that came along that was confrontational or challenging, and say that we had never experienced anything like that. We would not be too strong to handle those things, and they're thrown at us every day, for the most part. Some small, some insignificant, some very large. And when we look at how that shapes us while we're in these physical bodies, how it molds us to this life that we have, and how we view things, how we look at things. For instance, you have someone that has a brush with leaving the body, death, passing, and they come close. Their perspective from that adversity, that challenge, changes completely. They start looking at life from a much different point of view, much different aspect. They look at things much simpler. They appreciate much more than they had ever before. And it's interesting because it takes that adversity to basically put us in a much deeper awareness of things. Because when we come in, we're just like a baby. We're just totally mesmerized by everything. And then after about the age of 7, we have our personalities, and we're pretty much seated as to the attitude in this life. So when we become aware of this life, and when I mean aware, is that we do not take anything for granted. Nothing. And it's so interesting. I'm sure you've witnessed this for yourselves, and you've watched it with others, how we take so much for granted. How we just assume everything across the board. We don't really look at things from a appreciative standpoint for the most part. And we go about life until some adversity is thrown our way and shakes us up and brings us out of the stupor or this sleep existence that we have, where we're totally oblivious to so many things. And then we wake up and we look around and we start saying, I've got to really change my direction here and start appreciating many things that I've taken for so long, so much for granted. And these things are numerous in this life. For instance, how many of us take for granted that we can walk? Think about that. There are people who cannot. And imagine how much we take for granted that we can see. All through this life, as we're young especially. And then we, as time goes by and the body starts to deteriorate, we start, worrying and stressing and fearing about, a lot of different physical things that start happening to our bodies. And when, and of course, as you all have experienced when you're younger, you throw everything in your body most of the time. There's very few people that are awake and aware of nutrition for the body at a young age. So, it's just they do what they're taught. They emulate what their mentors have taught them, their parents, whatever. So you realize that, and then as later in life, the things that you did then affect how you are today. And we take across the board, we literally are so diverted and so distracted with this life, with all the things being thrown at us, all the adversities that are being thrown at us on a daily basis, no matter small, medium, large, extra large, and we do not understand that the simplest things in our lives, using our finger to scratch our nose, to have a hand to do that, to have mobility, to be able to do a lot of things, lift things, eat, be able to eat, breathe, lungs, heart, all of the organs that we have that we take for granted. We take all these functions for granted while we're in these bodies. You think about that, and it's pretty close to the mark for humanity. We take so much for granted. We really do. And instead of being thankful, we don't go there most of the time. The only time we exercise thankfulness is when we're experiencing adversity. Things that shake us up and make us really think twice about where we're at in life and what we're doing. It's interesting. And, when you think about the rest of our brothers and sisters, the rest of humanity on this planet, and how we can affect change for them, how we can help them, we take humanity for granted. We don't, there's so much that all of us can do to help each other. And yet, we're bogged down. We have so many challenges that we're dealing with. We are distracted. We are tired. Some of us are spent, and we allow that to take place and drain us. And so we don't live in a position of being thankful for everything, thankful for the adversities, and thinking about the challenges that you've had, thinking about the challenges that you've had in this life, and then reviewing them to understand what they've done for you. What are the positive aspects of those challenges? What have they caused you to do? Caused you to change certain things, caused you to think certain different ways, to be a different way. But that's what those things are thrown in there for. That's why we are confronted with those things. Especially today with all the changes. More changes happening now than there ever has been in the history of humanity, at least this humanity. And it's just rampant. It's ramping up more and more every day. So when you let go, and I'm talking about a meditation, letting go meditation, where you let go of these fears and these stresses and these worries, and let go of these thoughts that you get that are constraining, disturbing, worrisome, stressful, anxiety-driven. Just face them off and let them dissipate and let them disappear. And usually what happens is that we fold ourselves into a higher vibrational frequency and our existence is enhanced. We begin to experience much lighter energy, much more loving, supportive energies, because when we're in a distraught and we battle these thoughts, we battle them, we tug-of-war them, we try to fight with them, instead of just letting them flow and melt away. So you just look at those challenges in the face, and look at it and see, why is this occurring? And just say, okay, fine, let it just vaporize. I really don't have any need for it. And that's letting go. And when you let go, you're letting go of some things that you've carried for years. And it's when you let these things go, once and for all, never to visit you again, you say, I'm done with that. I'm through with it. I don't have any worries or stress or fears about that anymore. I'm letting it go. I don't care to have it in my life. Don't care to have it. Be there. So, you know, as we do this meditation, letting go, you want to let go. You want to go through those things, and you just want to expel. And think about that when you're exhaling. So now, if you will, be in the areas, go to the areas where you'll be not interrupted, if you aren't already there. And then the mind, your mind, all the thoughts, all the things, let them just flow around. You know, don't even spend the energy of combating them. Just let them, you know, come and go, dissipate, because our thoughts come and go. You know, they're in and they're gone. Sometimes split second gone. So as we relax our bodies from head to toe, drop the shoulders, just kind of take just calmness, calm yourself and relax. And then you want to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And as you inhale, you are inhaling divine positive energy, and that divine positive energy is saturating you from head to toe, inside and out, with thankfulness, with gratitude, with happiness, with bliss. These things are real. A lot of people have a hard time connecting with these, but as you breathe this in, this is actually attaching to these energies, these high-level frequencies are increasing your bodily frequency, and your higher frequencies, vibrational frequencies, are increasing, because this is all supercharged energies enforcing and lifting you up and enforcing the positive and causing you to accelerate on your evolution, your ascension. And the process of it is that it fills you with, you know, it brings in perfect health. It brings in prosperity. These things are factual. They're real. They're literally pulled from source energy, from prime source creator God. They're pulled into you. You're breathing them in and revitalizing all of you, who you are, what you are. So when you inhale, you breathe through the nose and you hold it for 1001, 1002, 1003, and then exhale. And as you exhale, you're exhaling all the garbage, all the stuff that you have no need for, all the things that bog you down, all the things that you're constantly perplexed and stressed, and you know, you get anxiety, you get worries, all of these things. Because think about this. All of those things that tax you, literally you're expending energy for no reason whatsoever. It's to achieve the peace and prosperity of your existence by letting go of those energies. Just letting them go. You don't need to revisit them. Because when you ever notice, whenever you worry about something, and you worry and worry and worry and worry and worry and stress and fear, 99.9% of the time, it never comes to be. But yet you worried stressfully over and over and over again, and some of the things that we worry about are trivial. They're silly, but we still do it. So letting that go as you exhale. And as you let it go, the purple transmuting flame comes in, envelops it, and literally transmutes it, neutralized substance, and sends it back to the central sun. Gone. Now, of course, that's easier said than done, but practicing this on a daily basis during the course of your day is basically say, okay, let's take a look at this thought. Okay, I have no need for it. What's it serving me? What's it doing for me? It really isn't doing anything for me, so I don't need to carry it. So I let it go. And then you just let it go and forget about it. And you start small and then just build. So this puts you in a much higher level of peace, a much more relaxed state, and a much more confident state. And having self-esteem and confidence in yourself is very, very powerful. Humbly. So now we want to go in through the heart center. We want to go as deep as we can. And we want to get closer and closer to peace, and we come into the vortex all around you, surrounding you and above you. Golden, white, pink light, and the purple transmuting flame is swirling around you, elevating you, and it's eternal love saturating your very existence. You see your higher self, you join with your higher self, your God spark. We all have joined with our God sparks. And we now ask for all of the archangels, the seraphim, the cherubim. We ask for the ascended masters. We ask for the sprites and fairies. We ask for the loved ones who have passed on. We invite them all, if they are of love and from love, to join us in this meditation. We invite Inner Earth and Hollow Earth to join us in this meditation. And this meditation, letting go, alleviates the stress of the planet and humanity. It vaporizes it. We're all protected. We're all housed in a perfect sphere bubble of golden, white, pink light, purple transmuting flame of eternal love. And it can only be penetrated by eternal love. So we're all protected. We all float up arm in arm above the planet. We see our meditative sphere that houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Golden, white, pink light, purple transmuting flame, reflecting, glowing, shimmering. And now we feel the golden, white, pink light rain, purple transmuting flame start to saturate us. And as it comes down and we feel the warmth of it and its penetration through us, we feel relieved. We feel expelled. Things are dissolving. Things, worries, stresses, and fears, anxieties are dissolving. They're not needed. We don't care to have them attached to us. So we're literally cutting those cords and eliminating those energies because we don't need them. They don't serve us any purpose. So we let them go. They're literally vaporized out as this rain continues to saturate us, as it does with humanity, all of humanity, with their higher selves communicating with them, and they're from a subconscious level, and all of this saturating humanity, the planet, alleviating the worries, the stresses, the fears, letting go of all of this garbage, this junk that we have a tendency to collect. And all it does is weigh us down and stress us out unnecessarily. It's not something that we need to even entertain. So if we maintain, when we maintain a higher level of vibrational frequency, we're able to dispel so many of these energies that are lower vibrational frequency. Remember that. As you stress, worry, and fear, you're lowering your vibrational energy. And the more you do it, the lower it gets. And then you become sick, and then you have physical ailments, from the spiritual turn to physical. And all of these things come into play. So you dispel them. And you raise your vibrational frequency, the body you're in, its vibrational frequency increases, and you become healthier, you become much less stressed and much happier and much more wanting to help your brothers and sisters and assist them on this planet. You picture that as it all folds out, as it's all neutralized, sent back to the central sun en masse, across the planet, across with humanity, inside and out of the planet. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll be back to close out.
Hello, I'm Julie Joy of the Young Lightworkers. I'm going to mute the several minutes of silence from the recording. Feel free to pause your listening devices and join us when you are ready for the wrap-up.
Feel the relief, the letting go, and imagine that in this existence, this life, that humanity realizes that there, and think about this, there are other ways, other things in life to rediscover the things that are truly important. Love, family, friends, the journey of the soul, the God spark. And when you think about that, you realize oftentimes when we pay attention or we let things go, it allows really empowering and enlightening energies to come in. Then we find out we've been blocking a lot of the things we desire, that we block them, because we don't let go of some of the things that stop us from enjoying our lives. And once we get that down and we start to understand that by letting go, we become much lighter and freer. And things that seem so important and so compelling before that aren't anymore. If you notice, they'll fade away. It's just not important anymore, not like they used to be. Oftentimes, I've had conversations with people who have experienced, great abundance and wealth early in their lives, and as they've gotten older, and, into their mid-late 70s and 80s, they say to me the same thing in so many words, is that, most of the important things in my life that, meant something to me, realized that money becomes much less important in our thought process. And literally, as we let go, again, of this insatiable need for money, that we feel that that's the only escape, whatever, and we let it go, it's usually when it starts to flow. Holding on to something tightly and constantly holding on for dear life and never letting it go, usually, it's like when you chase something, normally in this life, you keep chasing and chasing and chasing, it becomes farther and farther away. It's something that keeps you, you're the one pushing it away by pursuing constantly, unendingly. Instead of just sending the energy of whatever it is you desire and letting it go, and then moving on. Okay? So I wish each of you perfect health, perfect prosperity, perfect abundance, the perfect ability of letting go, calmness, peace, happiness, joy, bliss, comfort, relaxation. And we will be back here at 3 p.m. Saturday, July 21st, 2018, Eastern Time. May God bless each and every single one of you.